Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. Am I wrong for insisting a couple couldn't sit at my cafe table after they ignored my first no? I was in Italy recently, sitting alone at a table for four outside a cafe. It was a nice morning, all the outdoor tables were occupied, and I was just drinking coffee and eating pastry. An English-speaking couple came up to me and asked politely if they could join my table. I told them I preferred to sit alone. Instead of accepting that, they told me there was nowhere else to sit, which wasn't true, and put their personal items on the table before going inside to order. Why would they do that? If there was like other seats, why would they just put the things at someone else's table? That's kind of rude. I was annoyed because I had been clear and I wanted to enjoy my coffee in peace without listening to strangers' conversations at such close distance. When they came back, I told them again that I wanted to sit alone and suggested they ask someone else instead. They seemed unhappy but left. For context, there were other couples also sitting at tables for four, so it wasn't like I was the only person taking up extra space. I was sitting at a table for four because the cafe didn't have smaller tables. There were also lots of empty tables inside, but they didn't want to sit there. Afterwards, I felt a bit bad, wondering if I had been unnecessarily unpleasant, even though I still think my boundaries were reasonable. Now I'm wondering if I was rude or if they were the rude ones for ignoring my first answer. No, they were the rude ones because once someone says no, you just leave it at that. Because how are you going to ask someone a question and then not take no as an answer? Then why would you ask, right? If they were just going to do that anyways, why would they ask? So rude. I would definitely have thought they were wrong if there was no other table and they had like 3 extra seats. But it's the fact that there were other tables around. But yeah, I don't think this person was wrong, because what if they really just wanted to enjoy their day alone at a cafe? Sitting alone at their own table. Yeah. Am I wrong for losing my mind after my wife's friend made her drink alcohol and tried to hook her up with another man? Why would her friend do that? My wife went out with her friend for dinner. When her friend came over, she told us that it would be just her, my wife, and her other friends, and they'll be back in 2 hours or so. And my wife didn't really want to go, but I encouraged her to have fun. I was at home looking after our daughter, but my wife, after an hour, suddenly texts me to pick her up, and that she's drunk and there's a man next to her, and she feels uncomfortable. Even if she wasn't uncomfortable, I would have went anyway. I was confused because it was supposed to be a girls only night, so why is a man involved? I asked my sister-in-law to look after my daughter and went to pick my wife up. I was angry, but I didn't want to embarrass my wife in front of everyone, so I said that my wife is drunk and she's never had alcohol and our daughter is calling for her, and I took her home. My wife told me that she was shocked to see a man joining them on dinner and he was being overly friendly with her. He grabbed her hand and kept touching her shoulder, and she didn't want to drink, but everyone kept pressuring her. I told my wife it's not her fault and she shouldn't blame herself, but I wanted clarification. I called her friend and asked her as to why she would make my wife drink alcohol and why is a man involved, and we weren't informed. She doubles down and says she doesn't need to inform me, and my wife should be able to handle alcohol and she should be okay with being around men. What does that mean? It's not up to the friend to say whether the wife is okay being around men or not. Why would the wife want to be around a man that's touchy-feely with her? No woman likes being touched by a man that they don't like without the consent. I called her a bitch, and she's no true friend of my wife, and told her to stay away from both of us. I ended up telling the actual group about what she did, and most of the women cut her off. And she said that I didn't need to be so dramatic, and she's lost some of her friends because of me, and a few from their friend group says the same thing. It's so stressful to go back and forth with these people, and I just want to cut them out of my life. The good ones can stay friends with my wife, and these, I want to ruin them. I would want to as well, after what they did. His wife could have gotten so hurt. It would have been bad if the wife couldn't even call him. Like, what was going to happen? The friend was going to let anything happen. That's actually disgusting behavior for a friend. You're supposed to take care of your friend when they're drunk. And why would you even pressure your friend to drink when you know that they don't drink? You can drink. You have fun. If that's what you like doing, nobody's going to stop you. But I seriously hope the wife cuts these kind of people out of her life too. Because you don't want to keep those people around your life. They're just going to ruin your life. They're not going to make it any better. Am I wrong for being mad that my husband has an STD? But how? Sus. My husband has been complaining of a bump on his nose for a few days. He went to the ER today and eventually he was told he has chlamydia. I knew he had been infected before we got together 8 years ago and thought he'd had it treated. Apparently, if you don't finish the course of antibiotics, then it can come back. My theory comes from the fact that in 8 years, I've never had it. I've been pregnant twice. and I know they test for STDs when you're pregnant. Up until last year, we had a very active sex life. I changed jobs and haven't been home often. My husband has also been working more. When I picked him up from the hospital and he told me he was infected, I was furious. How could he have had it all this time and I've never gotten it? The only way I can see him having it and I not is if he cheated. It wouldn't be the first time. It's not his first time? Okay, then he cheated. He started crying in the car, saying he hadn't cheated and he's sorry that his past has caused these issues now. I couldn't care less if this is just something that flared up again from a past incident. I wasn't exactly a virgin when we met. I knew he had a sexual past. Shit happens. My anger comes from the possibility that he cheated on me. I told him that. I told him the crying was just making me angrier. He told me to pull over and let him out of the car, and now he's walking home. We weren't very far. I'm just sitting in the car in front of our place typing this. I don't even know what I want to do or should do. I'm just so sick of this. I can't take care of our kids on my own. I feel so stupid and stuck. That sucks because it's like she knows, right? Because it's like in all these 8 years, I've not gotten infected. So why did it come back now? After 8 years. Here's the thing. She's already said that he's cheated before. So I think we all know the answer to that. I think she's just so angry because she's angry with herself for giving him another chance. And she's probably like, maybe if I didn't give him a chance, maybe if I broke up with him then, this wouldn't have affected me. And I just can't believe that he did that to me again after I trusted him again. Crazy. Actually crazy. And if he really wasn't cheating, ask for his phone. Let me see your text messages. Let me see everything. It's honestly that simple. If you're not cheating, you have nothing to hide. If you're cheating, then you don't want to show your phone. That's it. It's actually that simple. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.